All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to talk about a pretty fundamental shift in how museums and other cultural institutions can connect with their visitors. We're talking about moving away from static, silent displays and into a world where every single object in your collection can literally have a voice ready to tell its own story. So, let's start with a really important question. Is your museum speaking a language that your visitors just don't understand anymore? You know, in today's world of on-demand everything and total personalization, that old-school one-way lecture, it just doesn't connect the way it used to, especially for a generation that expects a dialogue. And look, this puts you as leaders in a really tough spot. On one hand, your core mission is preservation. You are the guardians of our culture and our history, but on the other hand, your visitors are swimming in a digital world where everything is personalized and interactive. And this conflict, this productive tension between preservation and personalization, that's the real problem we need to solve. Now, this tension isn't just an idea. It's created two major gaps in the kind of technology that's available to you, leaving you with some pretty frustrating choices. Let's break those down. First up, we've got what we call the simplicity gap. It's really a false choice. On one side, you have cheap and easy QR codes. But let's be honest, they're basically just dumb links. All they do is move the wall label from the wall to your phone. They don't actually solve the engagement problem. On the other extreme, you've got these super complex augmented reality platforms. They look amazing, but they are incredibly expensive, a nightmare to maintain. And this is the real killer. They force visitors to download an app that's a massive barrier. And then there's the second big problem, the authenticity gap. And honestly, this is a totally fair concern. Your curatorial voice, your vision, that's the soul of your institution. Of course, you're going to be skeptical of any tech that feels like a cheap gimmick or worse, threatens to water down that authentic expert narrative you've worked so hard to build. So, the answer can't just be about throwing more tech at the problem. It has to be the right kind of technology, one that doesn't replace your voice but amplifies it. We call it the Curatorial Amplifier because it's designed to solve both of these gaps, simplicity and authenticity, at the exact same time. And that solution is something we call QRAI. It stands for QR Code-Based AI Interaction. But a much better way to think about it is scan to talk. A visitor scans a simple QR code with their phone's camera, and they are instantly talking to an AI agent that knows everything about that specific object. And here's the most important part. There is no application to download. Zero. It's instant, it's intelligent, and it is completely frictionless. And the best part for your team, it's ridiculously simple. We designed the workflow so that any of your curators with no technical background can create a new agent in literally seconds. You just paste in the text from a wall label, upload a research PDF, or pop in a link to a web page. That's it. No calling the IT department, no waiting for help, you're in complete control. So, you see, this totally reframes what this product is. You're not just buying another piece of software you have to manage. You're using a service that lets you clone and scale the one thing that's been impossible to scale until now, the deep, incredible knowledge inside your curators' heads. Okay, so that's the tech. But what does this actually do for you? What does this transformation really look like on the ground? Well, let's walk through the 5 core ways this delivers real, tangible value to your institution. First, and this is a big one, it completely changes how you tell stories. We move from that old broadcast model, the megaphone approach of one static label for absolutely everyone, to a new responsive storytelling model. Now, discovery is layered and self-directed. A curious 10-year-old can ask, "Why is she smiling?" while an art historian can ask about the impasto technique, and they both get a meaningful, correct answer from the very same agent. Second, this becomes your all-in-one accessibility solution. Think about it. Right now, you probably have separate, often expensive services for translation, audio guides, and so on. Well, this platform rolls it all into one. You get real-time translations, AI-powered audio descriptions for visually impaired guests, and transcripts for the hearing impaired, all automatically. This isn't just about ticking a box for compliance. It's about genuinely opening your doors to a much wider audience. All right, pillar number 3. Let's talk about money. That magical moment of connection, of inspiration for a visitor, it happens right there standing in front of the art, not in the lobby and not by the exit door. This technology allows you to place a very gentle, context-aware donation prompt right at that peak moment of emotional engagement when people are most inspired to give. And that's the game changer. You can actually turn what is normally a cost center, visitor engagement, into a real revenue generator. For commercial galleries, this gets even more powerful. You can use it for conversational commerce, where the agent can actually help capture qualified leads for art sales directly impacting your bottom line. The fourth pillar, this might be the most powerful one from a strategic point of view. The platform gives you a constant real-time stream of what your visitors are actually thinking and asking. It's like having a live EKG on the health of your visitor experience without ever having to send out a single annoying survey. Let's make this real. You can ask the data, what's our most confusing exhibit? And discover that the number one question people are asking is literally, what am I looking at? Or you might spot a wayfinding problem because there's a huge spike in people asking, where's the bathroom in one specific wing? Or you can see exactly where your donations are coming from. This is pure actionable intelligence that you could never get from a survey someone fills out a week later. So, when you put all of this together, where does it leave you in the market? Well, it creates a completely unique and powerful strategic advantage. This chart really says it all. You've got simplicity on one axis and interactivity on the other. The current market is split. Down here, you have simple but low interactivity tools like QR code generators. Over here, you have highly interactive but super complex and difficult tools like AR platforms. There's this huge empty space in the top right, high interactivity combined with high simplicity. And that's exactly where this platform lives all by itself. Okay, this all sounds great, but you're probably thinking, how do we actually get started? This sounds like a huge project. Well, it's not. The path to adoption is designed to be as simple as the tech itself. We use a model we call land and expand, and it's designed to remove all the usual headaches. Step 1 is land. A single curator can sign up and activate their first exhibit completely for free. Step 2 is prove. They use it to show everyone else how amazing it is with zero risk and no big budget meeting. And then once the value is obvious, you move to step 3. Expand to a full contract that covers the entire institution. It completely bypasses all the typical red tape. So, let's just zoom out for a second and think about what this really means for the future of your institution, for the future of museums in general. It really all boils down to this. We're moving away from a one-way broadcast and toward a true two-way dialogue. It's about empowering every single object in your collection to tell its story, to answer questions, to spark curiosity. It's about turning your entire collection into a living, breathing conversation. And that leaves us with just one final question for you to think about. Inside your own walls, with the incredible world-class knowledge that your team possesses, what conversations are just sitting there waiting to be unlocked? Ready to take your conversations to the next level? Try Speak with AI today. Get full access for 14 days. No commitments, no credit card required. Visit Speak with AI and start your free trial now.